Right now, you are bathing in an eternal pool, perpetually ebbing in and out of you. These waves follow us everywhere, from the depths of deep space to the underground caverns around the earth. In fact, you are producing some of these waves, while simultaneously absorbing others. Scientists have named these waves electromagnetic waves. Recently, we have begun creating sources of these waves to harness information transfer, e.g., internet, radio, etc. Conspiracists are cautious of the introduction of these wave emitters into our house. A sizable portion believe that certain emitters of these waves are poisoning us from inside out. Electromagnetic waves surround us, and you will be hard-pressed to find people who haven't seen an emitter of these waves. Wi-Fi is a common emitter of these waves. Invented by the Australian astrophysicist John O'Sullivan, Wi-Fi allows information to be transported across large distances with ease. It transmits electromagnetic waves, which are then read by certain machines to initiate their tasks. One major use of Wi-Fi is internet connection. With routers, we can connect houses across the world to the internet. However, conspiracists argue that Wi-Fi has numerous negative effects. One health effect to Wi-Fi has been said to be cancer. Some lesser health effects of Wi-Fi has been the development of insomnia. A study in 2007 simulated Wi-Fi radiation onto participants before their normal bedtimes. Another group wasn't exposed to this. The former had a significantly more difficult time falling asleep. Other health effects were possibly stunted growth, lack of an egg implantation, so that's basically for pregnancy, cell mutation, and the stunting of brain growth. Barry Trower is a former Royal Navy microwave weapons expert and a former Cold War captured spy debriefer for the UK intelligence services. In his retirement, he is fighting against the widespread use of Wi-Fi. He states that it's extremely dangerous to the well-being of a society. He is quoted saying when at war with the IRA, his team microwaved Catholics and protesters. He said, "A perfect weapon for our government." He has also found more through interrogating spies using these techniques. He became highly trained in this work structure. Conspiracists argue the government could be using similar tactics to control us today. Primarily, conspiracists argue repeated exposure to Wi-Fi harms us and is thus used by the government to kill dissidents. The counter-argument is more nuanced and has a lot more scientific studies backing them up. The International Agency for Research in Cancer has classified wireless phones in the 2B category in terms of its danger to our body. Hence, Wi-Fi was placed in the same category as coffee, carpentry, and pickled vegetables. Furthermore, Wi-Fi emits varying forms of electromagnetic radiation with less intensity than our mobile phones. Cell phones have been around for longer than Wi-Fi. Therefore, people argue we should see the same health effects purported by conspiracists today. For instance, it is argued we should expect an increase in brain cancer worldwide due to the advent of telephones. However, this isn't the case. In fact, in Australia, there has never been an increase in brain cancer for more than 29 years after the mobile phone was switched on. The mainstream argument, however, does concede that some people could be electrosensitive. These people, however, would be limited to a few edge cases and should be medically treated. Most people who claim that they suffer from electrosensitivity were found to be simply suffering the placebo effect. Essentially, the mainstream argument is that we have been under the influence of electromagnetic radiation for 60 plus years with no massive detriment. How is it that Wi-Fi could be causing any damage? Okay, let's head over to our con scale. By now, you should be familiar with our ranking method. The Y section here is interesting, but seems to be far-fetched. It's argued that Wi-Fi is being used to keep control of any groups which rise up against the ruling elite. That seems doubtful. I rank the Y section a 3 out of 10. Wi-Fi is in most public institutions and homes. Thus, if the government had an ulterior motive to harm dissidents through Wi-Fi, it could be certainly undertaken. Thus, I give the house section 6 out of 10. Conspiracists argue that the government hugely benefits from the use of Wi-Fi. After all, any revolutionary figure simply needs to be assassinated through Wi-Fi. However, the wide use of Wi-Fi in all public institutions implies that there is no net benefit, as this is harming the government itself. Hence, I give the Who Benefits section a 3 out of 10. A significant amount of the scientific community supports the usage of Wi-Fi. In fact, Wi-Fi was made for the rapid advancement of scientific knowledge. Numerous studies have shown that mobile radiation has no negative effect on persons, let alone Wi-Fi. Therefore, the support section I would give a 4 out of 10. Okay, let's recap our arguments on both sides. Conspiracists argue that the government is using Wi-Fi to kill dissidents and possibly control us. They claim Wi-Fi is a carcinogenic with numerous ill health effects. The counter-argument, however, is that Wi-Fi is a beneficial invention which produces non-harmful side effects. They go one step further and state, how could Wi-Fi be causing us any damage if mobile phones have been around for longer with no major negative effects? The latter argument seems much more plausible. Thus, the argument section is given a 4 out of 10. This gives us an average of around 4 out of 10, hence it's borderline implausible, primarily due to the lack of reason. Here at Conspiring Conspiracists, we are also under the personal belief that Wi-Fi is not harmful to us. But maybe our excessive use of Wi-Fi causes us to be biased. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed our video. What do you think about this conspiracy? Do you disagree with our scale? Discuss this in the comment section.